How is this place expanding? Will there be any changes happening? Xianxia was a little worried. It should be related to the sect master. You don't have to worry about it. A voice suddenly came from behind. The three strong human, monster, and demon looked back and saw Yang Xiaoju, Chu Hani, Mo Yu and Lin Yurao, four strong men on the peak of Third Order Void Return stage coming together. The three clans did not dare to neglect, and one after another bow. Yang Xiaoju and others hurriedly responded. Everyone obviously knew each other, and knew what their identities were. It's just that although Yang Xiaoju and others are far beyond the powerhouses of the human, monster, and demon clans in their cultivation level, Ling Taishu and others have a very close relationship with Yongkai, so they dare not to support them. It has something to do with Yongkai. Ling Taishu was interested. Brother Yang, can you talk about it carefully? The others also looked at Yang Xiaoju with curiosity. Yang Xiaoju pondered and said, the higher the cultivation level of the sect master, and the deeper the accomplishment in the space force, the broader the world will be. He doesn't know too much about mysterious boundary bead. As one of the former elders of Star Emperor Mountain, he only knows that this is a space artifact, and it is an artifact of the Emperor treasure level. He can only explain it roughly. Hearing what he said, everyone nodded. So, are these the doing of Yongkai? He's here? Zhang Yuan showed a suspicious expression, letting out his spiritual mind, and his expression was shocked after a moment. He really came. He seems to be with the Sha girl retreating. The fluctuation of this power is strange. Is it the power of Space Force? It should be. As everyone spoke, the expansion of the mysterious small boundary had not stopped. From the original radius of 100 miles, it expanded to 10,000 miles away, and then gradually subsided. At the edge of the small world, there seemed to be some hidden power blocking it, covering the fluctuations of Yonkai's space force, leaving more of the world still under seal, making it impossible for people to get a complete picture. Hey, there is actually a complex of buildings over there. Thunder Dragon's eyes pointed sharply, and he could see that far away. There is a new building complex. Those buildings are not too densely constructed. Although they seem to be scattered and disorderly, they are scattered all over, which seems to imply something mysterious. Would you like to go take a look? Everyone was curious, wanting to find out. Ha. Old man will be going first. A loud laugh came. Old Demon had turned into a stream of light and rushed towards that side, seemingly fearless. The others shook their heads slowly and followed closely. Yang Xiaoju and the other four looked at each other. Keep up with the same wry smile. In a short while, everyone came to the location of the building complex, and everyone was shocked as soon as they set foot here. Because the world's spiritual energy here is more than 2 or 3 times stronger than the original position, which means that if you can cultivate here, the efficiency will be at least twice as much as before. This place is not bad. My monster race wants to occupy a part of it. Thunder Dragon did his part, and with a stroke, he drew a large area down. Then my demon race will occupy this area. Zhang Yuan followed closely. Ling Taishu and Meng Wuya looked at each other. The former looked calm and composed, and said, the rest is for my human race. In a few words, the powerhouses of the 3 major races divided this newly emerged building complex, each occupying a large area. It seems that the new world emerging will have a lot of aura. If Yongkai opens up a new world in the future, it should be better than here, right? Chuling Xiao said thoughtfully. It should be true. I just don't know how big this place is. If it's big enough, the deity would be willing to stay and not go out for the rest of his life. Zhang Yuan laughed. He suddenly discovered that the decision to leave Tongxuan continent with the demon race elite to follow Yongkai was the right decision that day. If he stays in Tongxuan continent, how can he have the opportunity to be promoted to the Saint King realm, and how can he have the opportunity to spy on Higher Marshal Dao? Perhaps until he died of old age, he wouldn't even think about surpassing the achievements of the great demon god. But now, the legend of the great demon god has been broken by countless people. Zhang Yuan thought so. Why wouldn't Thunder Dragon? He was grateful to Yunkai. In the next few days, the three clans of human, demon and monster moved collectively, abandoning the attic residences built before, and flooding into this newly emerged complex buildings. Time flies, and another 3 months have passed. Yunkai left. Xianxia was still guarding in front of the attic. Yunkai called her in to learn about the situation in the mysterious small boundary. He was shocked to learn about the tremendous changes here. The expansion of mysterious small boundary area is only natural. As his cultivation level and understanding of the space force deepen, this world will surely gradually uncover the veil of mystery and slowly reveal its true meaning. Yunkai is also very curious about how big this place is. It's just a little surprising that a new building complex appears. It wasn't a bad thing. After leaving the retreat, Yunkai took Xianxia to go there for a circle, confirming that there was no danger, and the cultivation environment was 2 or 3 times better than the previous position, so he was relieved. After that, he went to see Xianxia again. Xianxia was not in a serious trouble. Although he was slightly injured by Luohai on the edge of Green Hills Star, Xianxia was promoted to the Void King realm after all, and he recovered very quickly. He is now working hard to consolidate his realm. Everything was thriving, and Yunkai was completely relieved, and personally found an excellent place for Xianxia to stay in the mysterious small boundary. Yunkai wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to cultivate the body transformation and develop the origin power of the golden holy dragon in his body. Being with the little senior sister, the youth affection and love is naturally indispensable. This period is the most comfortable time Yunkai has had in decades. Extinct Ice Island, in Yunting's ice room. Suyan is like a white flower blooming in the world of ice and snow, with a cold aura, white clothes surpassing snow, and long hair shawl. Do you want to go out and cultivate? Yunting frowned. Suyan came here to look for her today, and unexpectedly made such a request with her, which surprised Yunting. Yes. Suyan nodded. Why do you suddenly think of going out to cultivate? Yunting smiled. Now is the critical moment for you to hit the second-order void return stage. It's not a good thing to run out at this time. Moreover, the situation on Scarlet Billow Star is treacherous. Although you have lived for a long time in the inner island, you may have heard some wind. If you go out and meet someone from Brilliant Fire Sect, it's not good. You know, that little bastard Wei Feng has always thought of you, and Brilliant Fire Sect used this as an excuse to target our Ice Heart Valley, and asked us to hand you over. The disciple knows. Suyan lightly opened her lips. Because of this, the disciple wants to go out and cultivate. Maybe, walking outside for a period of time, the disciple's cultivation level will be improved. Well, it's not impossible. Yunting was a little bit troubled. If Suyan said that she would go out and cultivate at other times, she would certainly not stop her. Although her own disciple only has the cultivation level of first-order void return stage, the combat effectiveness is not inferior to the third-order void return stage. She belongs to the kind of genius who can fight beyond the higher ranks. She is the elite of the elite. The special physique of the Ice Crystal Jade body coupled with the Ice Heart Valley Ice Jade cultivation, she has few opponents under the Void King realm. The training of a martial artist is not behind closed doors. Going out for experience has always been the only way to grow. But now, the situation on Scarlet Billow Star has changed suddenly. How can Yunting rest assured for Suyan to go out? She was considering what excuses to use to let Suyan's thoughts rest, so she stayed on Extinct Ice Island obediently. Yunting suddenly seemed to have discovered something. Staring at Suyan, her eyebrows gradually condensed into a ball. Immediately, she released her spiritual mind and scanned Suyan. What's wrong with your cultivation? What makes your jade clean ice heart dusty? Why is your cultivation level dropping? Yunting turned pale. She suddenly noticed that Suyan's cultivation level was not ascending but descending compared to the previous days. Although the magnitude is small, Yunting, as her master, can naturally detect it. This surprises Yunting. Although Su Yan's own aptitude is not the best, but because of her special physique combined with her ice jade cultivation on extinct Ice Island, it is enough to make up for some shortcomings in aptitude. What's more, her aptitude is indeed excellent. Perhaps few people in the entire Star Territory can compare with her. Her cultivation level has always increased, and such a weird situation has never occurred. Yunting's expression changed again and again. You were actually beaten by the cultivation technique backlash. Are you emotional? Who can make you emotional? At this moment, her face was almost hideous, and the Saint Yuan in her body was roaring frantically. Cultivating Ice Jade Technique will give Su Yan a Jade Clean Ice Heart. As long as Jade Clean Ice Heart is pure enough, her cultivation level will be rapidly growing. Conversely, she will receive Cultivation Technique backlash. The more muddy Jade Clean Ice Heart is, the more she will pay. And the number one enemy that can make Jade Clean Ice Heart muddy is being emotional. This is something that any generation of cultivators who have cultivate Ice Jade cultivation must try their best to avoid. Jade Clean Ice Heart is not stained, and affection is like thick ink, which can pollute it extremely quickly. Yunting understood the truth of the matter almost immediately. Nope, you live on the inner island all the year round, and you have no chance to come into contact with men from the outside world. Yunting quickly shook her head again, and suddenly remembered something, gritted her teeth and said, Su Yan, you told this teacher of yours, is it related to the portrait you saw before? Do you know that man? Yunting is also a quick-minded person, thinking of countless possibilities in a very short time, and this possibility has the largest chances. When Su Yan saw the portrait that day, a scene with a strange expression appeared in Yunting's mind, which further strengthened her conjecture. Facing the honored master question, Su Yan bit her red lips slightly. A trace of guilt flashed across her face but soon disappeared, and she softly said, the disciple knows him. Yunting's face turned pale, and she tremblingly asked, what is your relationship with him? He is my junior brother and my man. When she said this, a faint smile appeared at the corner of Su Yan's mouth which looked extremely sweet. To be continued.